today we're going to talk about red flags in a relationship. First of all, when you think about a red flag, I want you to think about the red stop sign. Now, when we were younger, right, our parents, our teachers would teach us this thing about the red stop sign, where you would what? Stop, look, and listen, right? They tell you to stop before you just run out into oncoming traffic or before you cross the street, because cars could be coming, right? They tell you to look. You want to look to the left, look to the right, look both ways to make sure that there's no cars coming, no incoming traffic coming, right? Where you can get hit by a car. Then they tell you that you should also listen. Although you may look and you may not see a car coming at that time, you want to listen to see if a car is coming around the corner or coming down the street, because cars can be moving, or trucks, whatever, could be moving really fast. So you may not have time to to really stop before being hit by, a vehicle. So stop, look, and listen, right? So same thing applies in a relationship. We have our red flags. Think of it as our stop sign. When you're in a relationship, you should also stop, look, and listen when these red flags pop up. Now, what is a red flag, Kimberly? A red flag is that warning sign, that thing, that clue that just so obvious, like it cannot be ignored. Like you see it, you hear it, and you know that it's some type of warning that something is off, right? However, in most relationships, in most situations, we ignore the red flag. And then we get 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 years for some people down the line, and we have all of these red flags sitting in a relationship that has caused this tsunami of an effect on the relationship, that now we're just drowning and we're gasping for air because we ignored so many red flags, right? My first red flag I can remember, I would say I was 20 years old. And this particular person, I was like, we could be really great together. Like, I was more caught up in the looks of the person, and the person had, they had they thing going on, meaning that they had their job, they had their own place, they had their own vehicle. When you young, these are big things for a young person. Somebody got their own place and you in your 20s, so you just barely 20, 21 years old. You got your own place, you got a job, you got your own vehicle. These are big things for us. So I was that one. And I was also a young single mother. I had my oldest son when I was 19. And so for me, it was like I was looking for someone that could not only be good for me, but be good for my son as well. So I was caught up in this idea of what a relationship is and what I wanted in a relationship, and the whole idea of just having that someone that I can talk to on the phone and go on dates and spend time with me and my son. I was caught up in this whole ideal of just the beauty of it all. I didn't have an example growing up of what a healthy relationship looks like. I didn't have that. I grew up in my household where it was just me and my mom, my sister, and my brother. I didn't grow up in a household where my mom was married to someone. I didn't have that. That wasn't my story. So I didn't have an idea of what a healthy relationship should look like. So I was out there just winging it. Literally. I just had an idea based on what I saw on TVs and what I saw in movies, right? So, but this particular person, we were going on a date, and I remember the person called me stupid. I couldn't remember where we was going was my idea. We were going to a party that someone I knew was having, but I couldn't quite remember the directions. And so the person whom was driving, this guy who I thought was the bomb.com, called me stupid. That was a red flag. But instead of me stopping to acknowledge it, instead of me looking at what really happened and looking at the signs of what had just happened and looking at what could have caused him to call me that, instead of me listening to my inner voice that said, girl, this may not be the one. Instead of me doing that, what did I do? I pushed it to the back. I made an excuse for it. I made an excuse for him. I even blame myself. Well, you know what? If you would have had the directions, down to a T, if you would have had them written down, if you would have had it in your phone right, then you wouldn't have been caught. Yeah, stuff that we do. No. I did not deserve to be called stupid. I'm not stupid. And he had no right to call me that. But because I didn't stop to acknowledge it, because I didn't look at the things that caused him to call me that, and because I didn't listen to my inner voice, guess what, y'all? Less than 2 years later, I married this person that called me stupid. First marriage. Did. How you think that marriage went? Well, it started out where before I was this strong, independent person, I spoke up for myself. I had my own voice, right? I advocated for myself. But because I allowed this person to call me stupid and I just ignored it to some degree, right? Further in the relationship, I got called other names. I got yelled at times as if I was a child instead of his girlfriend. And then I married the person, and the emotional abuse just got worse and worse and worse. But I kept making excuses for it because now I'm pregnant. I mean, I'm stuck now. I got to deal with this. But it's not that bad. He's really a great person. I could change him. I know there's good deep down. He has so much potential. I could make this work. 9.5 years later, now we're talking divorce, or at least I'm talking divorce. Because now I have not only been to a point to where I have been suicidal, battling thoughts of suicide. I have been depressed, but now I'm in this thing, and now we got 2 kids, and I got 3 kids. 2 from him and then 1 from previous relationship. Now I'm sitting in this thing. Now I'm just like, whoo, it's a lot. All because I ignored the red flag from day one. Now, it doesn't mean that the red flag is a sign that maybe you're not compatible or that maybe this is not the person for you, because red flags happen all the time. We're not perfect. But a lot can happen for the good or for the bad, depending on if we stop, look, and listen for the red flag. That's important. I've seen people who are deep in relationships now where they have become comfortable with the fact that their significant other, whether it's their girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, husband, whatever, is also in a relationship with another person. Whether it's a sexual relationship, whether it's an emotional relationship, whatever. You have ignored so many red flags that you have become comfortable and have accepted this standard of living, this standard of a relationship. I know that my so-and-so, got this other chick or this other dude or whatever on the side. But at the end of the day, I know they love me. I'm sorry. Say what? They love you. But what was the red flag? When we were dating, he or she or they cheated on me. And I forgave them. And they cheated on me again. And I forgave them. And they cheated on me again. And it became this pattern where it was one person, and it was another person, it was another person, or it was the same person. But because I kept forgiving them, and it's okay to forgive. You want to forgive, but forgive and make a choice. Forgive, and then You know, forgiveness is one thing. Accepting is a whole other topic. I can forgive you for your behavior, but I don't have to accept your behavior. That's the difference. I don't have to accept you cheating on me. I don't have to accept that. But I can forgive you because it shows me that you have a problem. And I'm not going to hold you accountable for a problem that you have that may not be something that you're even aware of. Maybe you came from a family of cheaters. Maybe you saw your dad or your mom or whoever cheat in their relationship. Maybe that's how you grew up. And maybe that's normal for you. But that's not normal for me. That's not what I want. So I'm not going to hold you accountable for what's not really something that may be your fault. This may be all you know. But I'm not going to accept it either. That's the difference. Red flags. Stop, look, and listen. Stop to acknowledge it. Look at what is causing it, what's behind it. And then listen for the inner voice that's telling you, sis, bro, hey, this ain't right. Something's off. Okay? There's also relationships that I've seen where there are red flags and we get stuck on the red flag, right? Something happens day one, or maybe in the first week of relationship or dating or whatever, and you notice something, right? You notice the red flag, and you have stopped, right? And acknowledged that, hey, the other night you said this, right? And you look and you was like, where did that come from? Because now we want to look to see where is this behavior, where is this response coming from, right? And then you listen to the inner voice that says, don't ignore this. Like, let's deal with this, right? You've done that. And the other person has also acknowledged that I did say that. And they have looked and said, I believe this comes from the fact that when I grew up, this is what I saw. And they have listened and said, you know what? I was wrong for saying that or doing that, right? They also have to do the same thing. Stop, look, and listen. But with this red flag, you yourself have now picked the red flag up, and now you waving it in their face. They can't get around the red flag. They don't have access, or they don't have room to grow beyond the red flag. They're trying to work on their behavior, or they're trying to work on how they respond to you. They're trying to be a better person in the relationship. They have stopped, look, and listen. They have acknowledged, they have processed, they have thought about all these things that they've done, and they want to get better, and they're working towards getting better, but they can't because you keep waving a red flag in their face. You know, every time I get into an argument, well, last week you said da 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 da, and well, last year you said da da, and they're just like, man, like. I want to be the man for you. I want to be the woman for you. I want to be the partner for you. I want to be that for you. And I'm trying. But I can't because you won't let me grow. You won't let me forget. You won't let me process. You won't let me heal. You won't let me be better for you. Now, you the red flag. It can be two sides, right? But you dating someone, and a person you dating, the red flag pops up, and you ignore it, and then you get somewhere down the line, and then it's a tsunami, it's a problem. Or it can be that there's a red flag, you know, that's happened once or maybe every now and then, but the person is also acknowledging that they're wrong, but you won't let them forget. So we have to be cognizant of the red flag, number one, but we also have to understand the purpose behind the red flag. The red flag is not there to signal to just signal that there's something wrong. Let me just say that, right? The red flag is there to bring awareness that something is off, or that something needs to be adjusted, or something needs some type of requires some type of attention. That's what the red flag is there for, right? But the red flag is not there for you to carry on throughout the relationship. If we can't get past the red flag, we're going to always be stuck here trying to, stuck here not being able to cross the street. Because all we can think about is stop, look, and listen. So we stop, look, and listen. But once it's clear, now you have permission to cross the street. But if you just stay stuck there on the red flag and we never deal with it, then we never get to the other side of what we're trying to get to. I want to see what a healthy relationships look like. We hear it all the time. I want to see what it feels like to be loved. I want to see what it feels like to go on a date with somebody. I want to see what it feels like to have somebody send me some roses. I want to see what it feels like to be proposed to. I want a ring on my finger. I want to see what it feels like, to come home to somebody every night. A lot of people want those things. But depending on how you deal with the red flag will determine if you, number one, get to the other side of being able to experiencing those things, or you on the other side of experiencing those things, but you're not experiencing them in a healthy way that you desire to actually experience it. I'm on the other side, but I picked up the red flag and I brought it with me. I done brought the caution, the danger over here into the relationship, into the marriage. Now it's red flags everywhere, and I don't know where to start. So my point is, make sure that if you are dating and you're looking to date someone, pay attention to the red flags. Make sure that if you are with someone and you notice that someone either says something to you that causes you to feel either hurt, embarrassed, shame, emotionally drained, or get you to a point to where now you're beginning to question some things, make sure you pay attention to that. If you are 10 years in the relationship of dating this person, even married to this person, and there are a plethora of red flags that you see every other week, we're having an argument. Every other week, every week y'all having an argument. That's a red flag. Every time we get into an argument, you calling me out of my name. That's a red flag. Every time I start to feel good about myself, you say something to try to bring me down. You're either making a negative comment about my outfit, about my hair. You just negative. That's a red flag. Every time I want to go out with my friends, it's a problem. That's a red flag. Every time the phone rings, you want to know who I'm on the phone with, who calling. That's a red flag. These red flags doesn't always mean that there's something wrong. Let me say that as well. It just means that there is a moment where we need to stop, look, and listen. Why am I getting upset every time the phone rings? Why do I have trust issues? Why am I every other week making a big deal about this particular topic? All of these are red flags. We need to stop, acknowledge it. We need to look at where it's stemming from. It roots from somewhere. And we need to listen to our inner voice when we are talking about red flags. So, I hope this was very helpful for you guys. I hope that you know that you are worthy of a very healthy relationship, marriage. You deserve that. You deserve to be with someone who loves you, who respects you, who adores you, who sees the best in you, who want to see you grow, who want to see you become the very best that you can become. You deserve all of that. So make sure that if you have noticed any type of red flags, make sure that you don't ignore those red flags. Make sure that you acknowledge those red flags, and make sure that you and your significant other have sat down and discussed what those red flags are. Until next time. Hey, come on. Y'all want to meet my husband? Since he want to pop in. Baby, come say hi. We're talking about red flags today. Red flags in a relationship. Look how he looking.
Hello.
We talking about red flags in a relationship, baby. You know what red flags in a relationship is? What are those? What are red flags?
Red flag? I don't know.
What you think a red flag is? You dating somebody and then a red flag just pops up.
It could be a whole lot of things.
Yeah, it could be a whole lot of things. Like what?
I know some red flags, but I can't think of none.
If you would think about somebody, not me, because I don't think I had no red flag. Look at that, me. I had some red flags when we were dating. Did I do something that made you think like, is this something I want to do? Or maybe, I need to stop and really think about this before we go forward.
In the beginning, yeah.
What was it?
It was, I don't know. I don't know. I was trying to figure out how, I guess you and your kids were going to be, but it turned out all right.
That was a red flag. My husband has no kids. So I came into this with 3 kids, well, 2, because my middle son had passed away already. But when me and my husband, reconnected, I already had kids. So he was saying that was a red flag for him because he wanted to know how this going to work because I'm with somebody and my kids were adults at that. So that was a red flag for him. But how do you think we were able to get through that?
It just grew. We just grew. We grew up together. That's all. I guess it was just a learning curve. That's all.
Key word.
We're still learning.
A learning curve, and we're still learning. And did we not have conversations about it?
Yes, we do. All the time.
All the time.
Sometimes they be loud.
Wait a minute. You said sometimes they be loud.
Yeah, very.
What's loud, baby?
Louder than it.
What you mean by loud?
Be yelling. Be yelling a little bit, but we talk it out.
Say that loud so the people can hear you.
I say we be yelling a little bit, but we talk it out. Yeah.
See how you just proved my point? Talk it out. We stop, we look, and we listen. So for those that, my baby Ty, y'all, my baby owns a barbershop and he works 6 days a week. But me and my husband have known each other since we were little kids. Your back still hurt?
Yeah, tell the world.
Tell the world. It's our life here. My baby having some pain, having some back problems. But my husband was 10 and I was 11. Now he said I was a little aggressive with my approach to him. I wasn't. I just saw this cute little boy on the drum and I just wanted to know his name. But anyway, we've known each other that long. And then we dated in high school and we kind of went our separate ways and we came back, full 360, came back together. And we've been married ever since and we love each other.
We do.
What would you say really what's the best part about marriage? What is it that keeps us in a place where there's more love and then I don't know. You know how sometimes in marriages, I was talking about how there's more argument. You arguing every other week and things like that. We can literally count on our hands how many arguments we've had since we've been together, and we're going on our fifth year anniversary. What do you think makes our relationship so strong?
We got an understanding of each other. I think you understand me, and that's a plus for me. Like, I understand you too. I mean, we fight through a lot of stuff, but we understand each other.
Now, baby, you gotta explain when people say fight, they may think we over here throwing hands on each other. What you mean?
Fight with words, not no hands.
Would you say that these are healthy conversations that we have? Do they help?
Yeah, that help. Again, you a therapist.
Oh, because I'm a therapist? That's...
You're a therapist. And I'm a barber. We both gotta talk.
I'm a therapist. He owns a barber. So yeah, we talk. But it helps us. Mm-hmm. I love you.
I love you too. Like, I love you, and I love you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm hungry.
You hungry? There you have it. I told you on this channel, baby, you just never know what's gonna happen. This is All Things Life over here. I am Dr. K. This is my channel, Lifing with Dr. K, where we deal with all things life. Listen, again, I hope that you guys will continue to follow me. I am definitely going to be bringing you different types of topics, and we're going to have conversations that's going to be helpful for you, for me. And listen, it's going to also help your loved ones, because if you're happy, guess what? It's going to trickle over into your family, your household, your co-workers, your job, your career, your business. So again, over here, it's all love. It's all good things. It's all about life. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you also drop your email in the comment section. Leave comments as well. And also remember to follow my channel, Dr. Kimberly Kimbrough Edwards, where we talk about things pertaining to the life of a therapist, seeking counseling, what that looks like, mental health, and all of the different topics that surround mental health. Follow me on that channel as well. Until then, have yourself a wonderful, peaceful, pleasant day. Make sure that you do something for yourself. Self-care is the best care. I'm Dr. K, and this is Lifing with Dr. K.